In this video, I'm walking you through the SIAF online tool inside the Insighted platform, step by step. And I'm answering the implementation questions school heads are already asking right now. If your school is one of the non-implementing units set to receive this funding, subscribe and click the notification bell. Before you keep watching, I'm about to show you the exact portal navigation most school heads are getting stuck on. Watch the part 1 of this video in the link above.
Welcome to the Learning and Development Channel, where you can learn, lead, and make a difference.
So, para po sa school head, maglalagin lang po tayo gamit ang ating school ID, then i-input natin yung password natin. So, nakalimutan po natin yung password natin, pwede po natin itagad pa password dito. Then, it will allow us po na i-input natin yung school na pinag natin during registration. So, ako po gagamitin ko po yung test school account namin. Then I will use my password. So once na malalagin na po tayo sa ating account, ang unang makikita po natin dito ay ating dashboard. So dito sa dashboard, meron tayong tinatawag na top bar kung saan nakikita natin yung School Innovation and Improvement Fund, and ito ay product ng Department of Education. Dito din sa top bar natin, makikita natin yung forms completion. Ito naman po ay kung ilang percent lang po yung napilapan natin sa napilapan or nasubmit natin agad. So currently po ito po ay 0 kasi po hindi pa po tayo nakapag-input for our plan po. So mamaya po napapasadahan ko po yung mag-input dito sa forms na to. Then later on, itong 0 na to ay magiging madadagdagan ko na percentage.
Sir Klein?
Yes po, sir.
Sir Klein, apologies for disturbing the flow, no? Pero gusto ko lang pong i-reiterate, would like to reiterate, at this point, ang request po talaga namin ay hands-off po muna tayo sa mga kanya-kanya po nating pagsubok ng mga links na meron na po tayong access. We just really would like for everyone to absorb ito pong pinapakita ngayon ni Sir Klein. We might not be able to have another opportunity as big as this one. So after naman po nito ay bibigyan din po natin ng instructions ang lahat kung paano po natin masusubukan on our own. Okay, so yun po, no, apologies for this disturbance, pero we just really need to set that again. Thank you, and Sir Klein, go ahead po.
Thank you, Sir Arjun. So again po, sa ating dashboard ay makikita natin kung makikita po natin dito kung magkano yung allocated budget. So itong allocated budget po ay manggagaling po from central office, specifically from budget strand po. So itong nakikita nyo na allocated budget po ay isang necessity lang po. Para lang po makikita sa inyo kung ano po yung itsura or kung ano po yung ma-apps natin sa ating mga dashboard. So another po is ang ating total estimated budget. So later on, once na mapag-submit na tayo ng plan, magkakaroon na po ito ng value. Then po tayo dito na remaining funds. So itong remaining funds po ay nagaling naman po sa total allocated budget minus our total estimated budget. But since wala pa tayo na input for budget estimate, ang remaining funds natin ay kompleto pa rin na 100,000. So similar lang din po siya sa budget utilized. Dito naman po sa budget utilized ay currently na 0 po siya since hindi po tayo nag-input or naglalagay ng ating utilization utilization sa ating mga intervention. Then of course, makikita din natin dito yung school allocation overview. Dito po makikita natin kung anong fiscal year incurred na ating makikita or current na fiscal year. Then makikita din po natin dito sa overview na kung ilan na po yung budget estimate natin. So, itong graph na po ito ay i-indicate lang po kung magkano po yung magiging expenditure natin sa CISCO. Then, meron din po tayo dito na action Q&A section kung saan makikita natin kung ano yung mag-input natin later on sa forms or sa sinapit natin na plan, makikita po natin dito sa action Q. Then of course, meron din po tayong pick actions dito sa ating dashboard. Pag-click po natin itong plan intervention, mapupunta po tayo sa forms tab. Balik lang po ako doon. Then meron din po tayo na function for exporting the data. So once na submit na po tayo ng plan and kailangan po ng feed ng ating submission, pwede po natin i-download po dito. Then i-play po dito sa ating mga feed. Then proceed na po tayo sa ating next tab, which is the forms or the planning section area. So dito po sa section na ito, mahalaga po na makapture natin yung mga yung deadline po. So magsiset po kami ng deadline kung kailan lang po tayo pwede mag-input and mag-submit ng plan. So currently, para lang sa demonstration purposes, ang deadline na sinet namin ay August 15. So again, para nga po ito sa demonstration purposes na August 13 po yung magiging deadline. Then makikita din po natin dito kung ano yung pwede natin gawin. For example, sa current na state na ating forms tab, pwede siyang makapag-edit or makapag-input lang ng plan. But once na matapos na itong deadline, itong editable na text na to or button ay magiging read-only mode na lang siya. So pag sinabi naman natin read-only mode, ma-access pa din naman natin yung mga sinapit natin na plan, but we cannot edit it already. Kumbaga parang mababasa na lang natin or makikita na lang natin kung ano yung in-input natin. Then dito din sa ating top bar, makikita natin kung anong status ng ating submission. So currently naka-drop siya kasi hindi pa tayo nakakapag-submit ng ating plan. But later on, pag nag-submit na po tayo, itong draft na ito ay magiging submitted. Then, mas na-submitted na ating Division SBM coordinator ay yung mag-review ng ating pinasa na plan. Then, if okay na sila doon, i-click lang nila review function na yun. Later on, papakita ko din po sa SBM coordinator yung kung paano po tayo mag-review sa inyong account. Then of course, nakikita din natin dito yung forms completion. Similar lang po ito sa dashboard na nakita natin. So currently, 0% siya dahil hindi pa po tayo nag-i-input para sa ating plan. Then sa forms tab din po, makikita natin yung mga dinestatinan na pangalani in Mr. RJ na priority improvement areas, intervention, beneficiaries, activities, budget destination. So kung mapapansin nyo, nakalak pa yung intervention, beneficiaries, activities, and budget destination. So ito yung nakalak pa dahil hindi pa po tayo nag-input ang PIA or the priority improvement areas. But once na makapag-submit na tayo nito at mag-confirm na natin na tama yung submit natin, itong intervention na card na ito ay ma-unlock at pwede na rin po tayo mag-submit ng intervention natin. So for example po, mag-input po muna tayo ng priorities improvement area. Click lang po natin yung PIA card. Then, delete down na po itong ating modal. Then, to select an area po, click lang po natin ito. Then, meron po tayong two categories for PIA with priority po area. So, in my case po, select ko po yung category ng access and quality. Then, once na makiklik po natin yun, may makikita po natin, may makikita po tayo na anim na intermediate outcome from access and quality. So, dito po mag-select lang po tayo. So, in my case, select ko po itong IO5, or intermediate outcome 5, na learners attain learning standards. So, once na maklik natin yun, dito natin mag-select na at least one priorities area for that specific intermediate outcome. So, priority areas po ay, for example, ay low literacy proficiency levels, low numeracy proficiency levels, then I'm okay for intermediate outcome and priority areas. So, try ko po kung mag-select ng iba pa ng intermediate outcome. High incidence of learning stress anxiety. Then, poor health and education status. If sa tingin po natin, okay na po tayo dun for the specific category, pwede po natin i-save yun. Then, dito po sa masig po natin yun, may kita na po natin kung ano yung mga select natin na intermediate outcome and priority area. So, by the way po, you can ano po ng drag list po para makikita lang po natin kung ano yung mga priorities. I-drag lang po natin itong hanap dito sa left side. Then, or pwede nyo din po gamitin yung mga arrow keys nyo by clicking up and down arrow keys. And papapalit po natin sila. Then, if sa tingin natin, okay na yun, i-review lang natin. Then, i-verify natin if tama yung mga na-input natin. So, kung sakaling hindi pa natin na-verify and hindi pa tayo okay dun sa in-input natin na PIA, pwede po natin itong edit priority area list para makapili po tayo ng priority area. But in my case po, okay na po dito sa aking select na PIA. Then, scroll lang po natin pababa. Then, we should type confirm po. This is to certify lang po na tama po yung ating input at binigay na PIA. So, once i-click po natin ito confirm and certify priority areas, ma-unlock na po itong intervention gaya na sinabi ko sa inyo mga input. And also, magkakaroon na din po tayo ng 20% once na makomplete na natin yung PIA. So, focus naman po tayo sa pag-input natin ng intervention. So, dito po, i-click lang po natin itong intervention. Then, ang sabi dito, sa intervention, ito po yung mga, itong saselect na natin ay dapat yung mga interventions based on sa PIA natin. Then, at least, we must select at least one para makapag-proceed po tayo sa ating makapag-proceed at ma-unlock natin yung ibang cards. So, dito po, ang i-select ko po ay based sa aking PIA, ay remediation. Then, the remediation po ay pwede po tayo mag-select ng kung ano yung mga areas po na under the remediation po. Select din po ako ng weapons and intervention. Then, scroll down lang. Select tayo ng behavioral. Then, if sa tingin natin, okay na po tayo doon. I-click lang natin to register tayo doon. Then again, pag-verify lang tayo kung ano yung mga input natin na data, i-double check or triple check natin kung tama ba itong intervention na sinilip natin. So in my case po, okay na po dito. So I will just type confirm here. Confirm. So kung mapapansin niyo po, no, nahanap na natin yung beneficiary card after natin mag-input ng intervention. Then sa ating forms completion, nadagdagan din ito ng another 20%. So, let's input naman for our target beneficiaries. So, input na natin beneficiary card. Then, lalabas na po yung mga intervention na sinila natin. Then, per intervention, kailangan po natin mag-input or mag-configure kung ilan yung mga target beneficiaries natin. So for initiation intervention, we will select lang po na specific na target beneficiaries natin. So for example po, ang school po natin ay early elementary school lang po. So technically po, dapat hanggang grade 6 na po yung dapat natin i-bigyan ng beneficiaries. I-disregard na po natin yung other stage if ang school natin ay early elementary lang. So for example, dito sa aking school ay meron tayong kindergarten, grade 3 level, then grade 2. So sa subject areas, meron tayong sinelect na reading, mathematics, scenarios. So, i-input na natin kung ilan yung target beneficiaries natin for that specific subject area. So, sa kindergarten, sabihin natin sa reading, may 5 estudyante ako na target beneficiary. Then, sa mathematics naman, sabihin natin mayroon akong 7 na students. Then, sa others naman, sabihin natin may 10 students ako na target na beneficiaries. So, pag ilanan po natin yan, 10 plus 5 plus 7, makikita po natin yung total learners na 22 for kindergarten. Then, for other target beneficiaries naman, sabihin natin sa grade 2, ang ating target for reading ay 15. Then, for mathematics, sabihin natin 12. Then, for others naman, sabihin natin 13. Then again, pag ilan po natin yan, makikita po natin yung total learners natin for specific grade level. Then, another is for reading naman, sabihin natin sa reading, 16. Then, sa mathematics ay 11. Sa others ay 14. Then, if okay na po tayo dun sa ating target beneficiary, click lang po natin itong done, or scroll lang po natin, and click po natin kung save and done. So, once na makapag-input na po tayo ng target beneficiary natin, makikita po natin kung ilan po yun, which is 103 for all the case needs po. Then, may dalawa pa tayong intervention, so we configure din po ng yun. Para sa wellness po, select po ako ng target beneficiaries po na grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So, ganun lang din po, input na po natin kung ilan yung target beneficiary natin. for the specific area. Kasi sa para sa wellness sa grade 4 ay yung target beneficiaries ko ay 60. Sa grade 5 ay 10. Sa grade 6 naman ay 11. So, sa grade 7, sabihin natin 14 na target natin. Sa grade 8 naman is 17. Sa grade 9 ay 16. Sa grade 10 ay 10. So, once na okay na po tayo, i-click lang po natin yung done or yung save and done button dito sa pinaka. Then again, makikita natin yung total per case stages. So sa case stage 2, ang target beneficiary natin, 37. Habang sa case stage 3 naman, ay 57. Then lastly, sa intervention behavioral, i-configure na po rin natin kung ilan ang beneficiaries target natin. So sabihin naman natin na dito ay grade 11 at grade 12. So sa per grade 11, sabihin natin 19. Sa grade 12 naman, 20. So once na okay na po tayo, save and done na po natin. Then after po natin nalagyan ng target beneficiary lahat ng intervention na select natin, i-click lang po natin kung may design. Then i-check natin kung tama ba yung input natin. For remediation, total learner po ay 103. So, sinabi ko sa kindergarten na 5 yung aking magiging target beneficiary for reading sa kindergarten. Then, 7 naman sa mathematics. And for others, 10. Then sa grade 2 naman, ang sabi ko, ang target beneficiary ko ay 15. Sa mathematics, grade 10. Sa others ay 13. So, if sa tingin natin, okay na to sa specific intervention na ito, i-click po natin itong right arrow sa baba para makita naman po natin yung input natin na beneficiaries for other intervention po. So, dito sa wellness, i-double check lang natin. If okay na po tayo dito, i-click din po natin to kung if may intervention pa po. Then, once verified na po, we will type confirm lang to certify na tama yung binigay natin na target beneficiaries. Then, confirm. So, after that, na-unlock na natin yung activities. Then, yung first completion natin ay naging 60% na. Input na naman po tayo para sa ating activities. So, ang paglalan po natin ng activities ay per intervention din po kaya na sa target beneficiary natin. So, again, configure na po natin ito. Then, dito po meron po tayong tatlong activity categories which are the SIP, line activities, action research, then remaining seat balance. So, for this intervention po, ang siselect ko po ay development for enhancement of learning materials. Purchase of instruction and supplies and materials. Then, if okay na po, i-click lang natin itong doon. Then, proceed na po tayo sa next intervention natin. So, sa wellness naman po ay sabihin natin na purchase of food and ingredients for school-based feeding programs. If okay na, again, click lang ulit natin itong save and done. Then, sa last, proceed na tayo sa last interventionism natin. So, dito para sa behavioral, sabihin natin others. Then, for others, input na lang tayo kung ano specific activity na gagawin natin. So, dito mag-input ako ng test na activity. Pero if say in your info, dapat po specific na activity na gagawin nyo po, ang i-input nyo po dito. Then, review summary lang po natin. So, sa remediation, sabi natin may develop vector lands with materials. Then, purchase of instructional supplies. So, wellness, activity natin ay purchase of food and ingredient for school executive program. And sa behavioral naman ay nag-input tayo ng activity. So, since mo okay with it, I will type confirm na po. Then, nakanak na po natin yung budget estimation. At at the same time, nagdagdag po tayo ng 20%. So, sa budget estimation naman, pilit lang po natin yung per diem. So, dito makikita natin yung main balance natin, which is 100,000. So, ito din po is similar na din po sa ating dashboard. Then, makikita din natin kung magkano yung ratio natin. So, dito sa budget estimation, if nakalimutan po natin kung ilan yung target beneficiaries natin, quick-click lang po itong view target beneficiaries server sa bottom. Then, makikita na po natin yung mga in-input natin na beneficiaries kanina. So, i-check lang natin kung ilan yung mga nilagay natin. And once okay na po, pwede po natin i-close na po ito. Then, dito din may note po tayo na makikita na your total budget estimate must not exceed your official allocation. So, ibig sabihin po, sa lahat ng interventions na nilagay natin, pag mag-budget estimate po tayo, dapat yung total ng budget estimate sa lahat ng interventions na nilagay natin ay hindi lalagpas doon sa allocation natin. So, dito, kung ang allocation natin ay 100,000, dapat yung budget estimate natin ay hindi lalagpas sa 100,000. Then, try po natin mag-input for our intervention ng budget estimate. So, sa remediation, sabihin natin na meron tayong 15,000. So, dito na nabawasan po yung minimum balance natin. Then, meron din po nagkakaroon po tayo na 50% allocated na pera based on sa allocation natin. Then, may makikita na din natin kung magkano yung matatanggap ng backup learner. So, for example, dito sa aking remediation, meron din ang ating mga learner ay makakuha na 485.44 pesos. Then, ganun din sa wellness, mag-input ka na tayo. Sabihin natin 10,000 sa ating wellness intervention. Then, ngayon nakikita ko natin kung magkano once mag-kaya ng estimate. Then, gano'n lang din yung gawin sa school. So, kung dito, remaining balance natin ay 0 na, ibig sabihin ginamit na po natin or bigyan na natin budget estimate natin intervention natin. So, paano if ang budget estimate natin ay hindi natin nagamit na? Ano po ba ang mag-unit? So, try po natin na itong behavioral, may gawin natin 10,000 lang. So, dito may remaining balance tayo 30,000. So, once na-save po natin yun, or if you summary, may lalabas po na notification dito na warning, meron pa po tayo natitira na 30,000 unallocated budget based dun sa ating na-receive na allocation from Central Office. So, if sa tingin natin, hindi pa natin na-utilize or na-estimate na maayos yung ating intervention, i-click lang po natin itong adjust budget para ma-edit po natin yung in-input natin na estimation. Then, click ko lang po ito. Then, sabihin natin ang behavioral na may 40,000 budget estimate. Then, click na natin kung summary. Okay na. So, dito makikita na natin kung magkano yung mga in-input natin ng budget estimate. So, sa parameter, sinabi natin na 50,000. Sa wellness, ay may 10K tayo. Sa behavioral naman, ay may 40,000 tayo. At ang total natin ay 100,000, which also, it also match our allocation na 100,000. So, if okay na po tayo dyan, ay i-confirm po natin ito. Then, once na ma-confirm po natin yung ang ating percentage ay magiging 100% na. So, after po natin makapag-input na ng ating plan, huwag po natin kakalimutan na pag-submit ng plan. So, i-click na po natin ito. Then, i-review natin kung tama ba yung mga in-input natin. So, from prevention make it low. So, tama po ito. Ating total learners, may 241. At ang total budget estimate natin ay 100,000. Then, scroll down po natin para makita natin kung ano yung mga specific na in-input natin. I-verify na po natin kung tama ba ito. So, sa accessibility quality, ito ang aking mga pinili. And for specific intervention, makikita natin kung magkano yung budget estimate natin, kung ilan yung target beneficiaries natin. So, if sa tingin natin na tama na ito, i-confirm lang po muli natin. Then, i-click natin sa submit final lang. So, once na submit na po natin yun, may alert po tayo makikita or notification makikita na nagsasabi ng plans submitted successfully.
So, good afternoon again. No? Just a quick recap po before po natin i-continue yung video. So, the first part of the video demonstrate how to navigate the Insight Ed platform, particularly the process of identifying the priority improvement areas or the PIAs, no? And the proposed interventions, the target beneficiaries, and the utilization report. Once the school has completed and submitted its plan, the school's division's office naman will review and assess the submitted plan. Based on the assessment, the SDO may either approve the plan or return it to the school for revision if there are areas that need clarification, correction, or improvement. Now, the next part of the video will guide you through the steps naman to follow when the school's plan is returned for revision, including on how to review the comments or recommendations from the SDO, make the necessary updates or revisions, and submit the revised plan for further assessment and approval. So, let us continue po our video po for the revisions part po.
Revision na pinag-provide for. So, dito po, once mag-login na po tayo, makikita po natin kung ano yung revision na pinag-provide or sinabi ng ating division SBM coordinator. So, dito po ay makikita natin kung ano yung needs niya. Dito sinabi din na reverse your target beneficiaries. So, i-click na po natin itong i-click lang po natin yung mayak na list general revise button. Then, once i-click po natin ito, i-make sure po natin na gawin yung revision na request ng ating division SPM coordinator. So, i-click lang ito. Then, babalik ako sa aking forms para i-edit yung request ng ating division SPM coordinator. So, sabi dun kanina, na-revise daw natin yung target beneficiaries natin. So, gawin po natin. So, sasabihin natin sa ramification, maghanap tayo ng grade 4, grade 5, and grade 6. So, sasabihin natin na ngayon tayong target beneficiary na 10, 12 for grade 5, and for grade 6 is 16. Then, i-check po ulit natin kung okay na ito or tama na ito. Then, click lang natin yung ganyan. Then, gano'n din sa ibang intervention, makakaroon po tayo ng specific na beneficiaries. So, dito sabihin natin yung sa kindergarten, meron tayo like na 5, sa grade 1 ay 11, sa grade 2 ay 12, then save na po natin okay na. Then once okay na tayo, i-review na po natin ulit. Double check natin dito naman na yung na-input natin. Then once okay na tayo, i-type lang po ulit natin yung confirm, certify na tama yung in-input natin. Then, i-check lang nila natin yung sa activities. Dito naman, wala naman tayong hindi na gawin. Basta sila tayo sa review summary. Then, i-input lang nila natin yung confirm. Pero if once na may pinababagin ka sa activities, so need din natin i-palitan or i-edit yung ating mga simulate na activities. Pero since sabi ko na kanina, beneficiaries na yung i-edit, so ang papalitan ko is beneficiaries. Then okay, confirm. Then meron din sa budget estimation. Confirm lang ulit since hindi naman tayo sinabihan, i-adjust yung ating budget kasi so, confirm lang po ulit natin. Then, once okay na tayo, isubmit naman ulit natin ang ating plan. Then, confirm natin. So, ayan. Lumabas po ulit yung plan submitted successfully. Please wait for the SDO to review your submitted plan. So, again, once na mag-submit na po tayo ng ating plan, check lang ito ulit ng ating division SPM coordinator. I-review niya yun. Then, if okay na sila doon, i-click nila yung review button. So, for example, submit na tayo ng ating data. Ang lumabas po dito from your to submitted. Natin i-review na ba talaga ito. So, ayan. So, dito makikita na natin siya na mark as review na siya. So, kung kanina ay from draft and from submitted, nauna na review na ito ng ating division SPM coordinator, magiging review naman siya dito. Then, gaya nga nasabi ko kanina na once na sabihin na ito ng ating SBM coordinator, itong editable function kanina, or kung pwede tayo mag-edit kanina, magiging download mode option. So dito, makikita, click natin itong priority improvement area. So hindi na tayo makakapag-input dito. Makikita na lang natin kung ano yung mga nilagay natin kanina. So view summary. So then close. Ganun din sa ibang card na intervention na hindi na tayo makakapag-input. Kahit mag-select tayo dyan. Mag-click, hindi na po tayo makakapag-edit dyan. Makikita na lang po natin kung ano yung sinabit natin. So, if i-review na po ng SBM coordinator yung ating submitted plan, iintayin na lang po natin na itong deadline upang makaproceed po tayo sa utilization. So, dito sa utilization naman, so, sabi dito, ang utilization tracking will become available once the planning phase is officially over. So, dito nag-indicate kung kailan ito mag-start or mag-open yung utilization part natin. So, dito ay nakalagay ay August 13, 2026, 11 p.m. So, kung mapapansin nyo, similar na din siya dito sa ating deadline na dito sa ating deadline sa form stop. So, sabihin natin na lumabas na or dumating na yung date na October 13. So, ano nga ba yung nakikita natin? So, i-refresh ko lang itong aking page. So, yan. Sabihin natin na, again, na August 13 or August 14 na ngayon. So, pwede na tayo makapag-proceed or makapag-input for utilization. So, dito sa utilization tab na nasa school head, may kita natin dito sa ating header kung ilang percent na utilize natin ng amount. So, meron din dito sa utilization progress, may kita na natin kung ilang percent, kung magkano yung allocation, kung allocated na amount sa atin, at kung magkano may utilize natin na pera. So, dito, may note ulit tayo na mapapansin na quarterly utilization can exceed estimated budget set for specific intervention, but the total utilization across all quarters must not exceed your official total allocation. So kanina, di ba sa forms, nag-input tayo ng budget estimate natin per intervention. So ang sabi dito, na pwede daw sumover yung ating utilization based dun sa ating budget estimate as long as na hindi ito ilalabas sa ating allocated or kung makaya yung allocation sa ating school. So, halimbawa, dito sa remediation, ang sinabi natin na 50,000 yung budget estimate natin. So, dito, pwede ako mag-input na 51,000 kasi once i-add ko ito, hindi pa siya lalagpas doon sa total allocation natin, which is 100,000. Pero sabihin natin na i-maximize na natin lahat ng amount. Sabihin natin dito ay 25,000. Then, dito sa behavioral, kung ang budget estimate natin ay 40,000, hindi natin gawin 41,000. So, once na mag-input tayo ng lagpas doon sa allocation natin, ay may warning na makikita na magsasabi na overall budget restriction. So, ang ibig sabihin na ito ay try tayo mag-input ng budget estimate, ang utilization natin na lagpas doon sa total allocation natin. So, ang pwede natin gawin dito ay babawasan natin yung ating utilization amount. So, dito sabihin natin na nagamit pa lang natin ay 20,000. So, dito din ay 2,000. And dito ay 4,000. At pwede po pala natin kakalimutan na iset itong status ng aking utilization. Ito po ay ongoing na or not just started or completed na. So, in our case, siyempre, ongoing na yung pag-utilize natin ng amount dito sa bawat intervention na ito. Then, of course, kakalimutan ko po pala na explain sa inyo itong quarters na makikita natin dito sa video. So, kung mapapansin nyo na July to September, ang current lang naka-unlock, yung October, December, at January to March ay mag-disable. Ito po ay dahil hindi pa po tayo madating sa specific month na yun. So, ngayon po ay August. So, pasok po siya sa calendar or quarter na July to September. So, ayun na po yung pwede natin ma-utilize sa specific na quarter ng po yun. Then, once na dumating naman po yung October to December, itong July to September naman yung magiging lock. But, of course, makikita natin yung input natin na utilization na yun. Then, sa October to December ay makakapag-input na tayo ng utilization na for the specific quarter. Then, after that po, we can say this quarterly updates. Then, it will show na yung quarterly updates ay successful. Then, i-check lang po ulit natin si ating SPM Division Coordinator. Sabihin na po natin na submit na tayo ng utilization for July to September. September quarter. So, then, since okay na po tayo dito sa ating utilization, proceed naman po tayo sa ating settings for student. So, dito settings tab, ang may lang naman po natin ay usual settings for an application. Kung saan nakikita natin yung ating mga profile. So, yan, yung first name and last name ko. Then yung school ID natin, yung registered email natin. And of course, yung ating password na pwede din natin. Then, sa ating settings ay may din po tayong function na i-toggle lang po natin sa settings. Then, optimize po to ensure po na always updated yung ating ginagamit na version. And of course, may FAQs din and a little introductory about insecurity. Then of course, may lago to. So, lago tayo.
Okay po. So, good afternoon po again po. Just a quick recap po. Yung last video po, pinakita po position report po natin. Again po kanina, binanggit po na yung utilization every end of the quarter. No? So for example, first quarter, which is for the first quarter. For the SSA lang po. So for the first quarter na in-identify is from July to September. So yung reporting po natin for utilization is September. Sa Insighted lang po din po tayo mag-input ng ating utilization report. But yung utilization report po na and yung deadline. Papakita ko po kung ano po yung mga timelines natin, kung kailan ma-end po yung creation of plan. Okay po. And the next video naman po is for the ticketing. If magkaroon po kayo ng mga system problem, dito po tayo papasok. Later on, papakita ko rin po yung mga links, yung sa Insighted na direct link, yung link for the ticketing din po. So So let's continue po. 2 minutes na lang po ito.
Is ito pong school ID po. Is ito pong school ID po. Yan. Pagpasok po natin dito, ang una po natin is ito pong incident support queue. Which is dito po natin makikita yung mga existing po natin na mga ticket po. So, mag-a-add na po tayo. I-click lang po natin itong add new ticket. Tapos, select lang po natin yung SIF. Tapos, general inquiry or yung area of concerns nyo po. Dito nyo na po ilalagay yung brief summary. Tapos, yung mas detailed po na information para po makuha po namin agad yung concerns nyo po. You can also upload image po para mas malocate po namin ng maayos. Tapos po, i-click nyo lang po itong file support request, then mag-a-appear na po siya on our side naman po. Po natin dito, yung mga concerns and issues na na-resolve na po natin. Tapos, sa user guide naman po, makikita nyo rin po yung pinakita kanina ni Sir Seb na user guide. Just select the SIF, tapos ma-redirect na rin po kayo doon po sa user guide na pinakita po kanina. And dito naman po sa news update, makikita nyo po yung mga updates and news regarding po sa Insight Ed.
So that's the end of the video presentation. Hopefully po, no? Let me share again. Let me share again the presentation. So again, no? Just a quick recap of the video pa, no? Yung diniscuss po kanina ni Sir Rex is kung papaano po natin ma-identify yung mga PIS natin, ma-identify yung beneficiaries natin, ano pa yung mga intervention plan na gagawin po natin at mga activities based doon po sa SIF guidelines. Once ma-identify na po natin yung pati yung intervention plan po natin, that's the time po. Before po tayo mag-encode sa Insight Ed, dapat po muna ma-check po ng ating mga PSDSs, no? Para talaga matukoy kung talaga yung pinaka-priority improvement areas po ninyo, no? Now, once done na po yun, that's the time po na mag-input po tayo doon sa ating Insight Ed account. So lahat, I guess po lahat po, no, ng mga schools meron na pong Insight Ed account. Now, let's go to our, at this point, no, we will be going to our frequently asked questions po or FAQs. Ma'am Kat? So, siguro para mas mapadali po tayo sa frequently asked questions, no? Meron po kami i-present na mga questions na i-raise po during sa orientation from the central office down to the regional office and SDOs. Baka po makapareho na po yung mga questions natin at least po ma-minimize po natin yung mga kailangan po i-answer na yung mga questions. So let me present po yung mga FAQs. So clear na po ba yung presentation? Pat? Okay. So for question number 1, no, yung question po nila is that I know the SIF is for non-IUs only. However, there are schools with extension schools or annexes. How are we going to treat this? Can the mother and extension school share or split the fund? So the answer was, if the main school or mother school shares the same school ID, so one school ID, one school, with its annexes and extensions, they are all treated as one school. So isa lang po, kahit po marami pong annexes, no, they are treated as one school. The SIF may be used for the benefit of all their learners. Okay po. For calendar year po ba ang basihan ng pag-utilize ng fund? August na ngayon, dapat bang ma-utilize ito? Itong ibibigay ng fund until December this year? Okay, yung sagot po is Please note that the funds will remain valid for obligation and disbursement until December 31, 2027. While the utilization of the SIF is only for school year 2026-2027, kaya doon sa third quarter po natin, hanggang March lang po siya. Because the allowable expense and activities chargeable against the said funds may likewise be undertaken and charged thereto until December 31, 2027, subject to applicable budgeting, accounting, and auditing rules and regulations. Third question was, for the school SOAS action research proposals have passed the regional research evaluation and have been qualified for implementation, but were not granted BERF funding due to insufficiency of BERF funds. May these approved action research projects be considered for funding through the SIF? Yes po, ano? As long as there are no duplication of funding under other national programs. Basta hindi po napunduhan yung BERF po ninyo, pwede po napunduhan ng SIF. Next question po is that clarification po. It is mentioned po kanina na this program will be implemented during end of term block, September, December, and March. Does it mean that we will split the downloading of funds in 3 terms or choose po which term it will be implemented? Sagot po is based on DepEd Memorandum Number 48 Sales of 2026, once funds are received by SDOs, they have the option to release the fund to the respective schools either in staggered basis or one-time release. Yun po yung na-mention po kanina. The September, December, and March reference are for the quarterly reporting of the physical accomplishment and fine utilization using our Insight Ed platform by the school heads. So yung next question po nila is that anong plan ang isubmit ng school sa SDO, may template ba? So ito yung sagot, no. The SIF does not require schools to submit new plans since the SIPs and AIPs have already been approved. Again, no, based sa orientation, you just have to revisit your AIP. Doon sa AIP ninyo, makikita ninyo yung mga project Basa, project Novero, because SIF only intends to fund the interventions that have already been planned by the school for implementations. So lahat naman po siguro ng school ay mayroong approved AIPs na and approved SIPs. Kung titingnan niyo lang po is that ano yung area of priority improvement areas po ninyo. Yun yung ipapacheck po ninyo sa inyong mga district supervisor. In case where schools have no identified interventions for the improvement of learner performance, they may be required to calibrate the AIPs. If wala po kayo na identified doon ng mga intervention plans sa inyong AIPs. And also, titingnan din po ng PSDS kung talaga align siya from your SIP na mention po doon yung inyong intervention plan, nakascade na po doon, nakascade naman ito sa inyong AIPs for this school for this fiscal year. So next question po. Good morning. During the last year SIF, we experienced difficulty during updating of monthly implementation reporting. So experience po ito ng mga last year beneficiary schools. Yung sinabi ko kanina, 240 plus schools, ng mga schools that belong to the 4th and 5th class municipalities. There were multiple submissions daw detected for cases of school heads who lost their email notifications as platform of monthly reporting, and how can we avoid this po? So, yung answer po dito is that the SIF and Insight Ed online monitoring tool is designed, yung pinakita po kanina na platform, is designed to address multiple submissions and it has an override capability. So, ibig sabihin, once you have submitted your plan and then there's a revision, automatic po ma-override po yung pinakaunang sinabit nyo na plan. Number 7, is there a specific guideline for conducting action research project or will we follow the same guidelines provided under the BERF or the Basic Education Research Fund? Yung sagot po, action research shall follow the BERF guidelines. So, number 8 po, good morning po. May we know po if QBP aligned po ba ang mga indicators ng PIAs indicated in the monitoring tool? The PIAs listed in the tool together with the intermediate outcome or the IUs are consistent with the school planning template prescribed by DepEd Order Number 44, Series of 2015. So the standardized statements of PIAs share similarities with QBED indicators. Number 9 po, if we have school po na temporary close at included in Annex A, so yung mga beneficiary school, this school year, can we give to other school na not included in that, not included in Annex A? No po, no? Is IIF cannot be transferred to other schools? Next question po, ano? Good morning po. Ang downloading po ba ng SIF ay yearly na? Gagawin ang same amount lang po ba palagi? It is the department's position to provide SIF annually. So, mabis po ito sa ating performance po, ano? Kasi at the end of the school year, titingnan po yung product of the fund. Kung talaga tumaas po yung numeracy and literacy rate po ng ating mga schools. For fiscal year 2026, in the second year of implementation, fund allocation will vary based on allocation parameters. So, pinakita po kanina kung ano yung mga allocation parameters on nag-base po siya kung gaano kalaki yung schools or saan nabilong yung school. And then, about the map po sa system, question dito is, lahat po ba i-inputan yung mga cards po? It is not necessary po na you have to select yung mga PIAs, lahat ng mga interventions doon, or yung lahat ba ng mga beneficiaries. It will, again, kailangan tingnan din na lang ng school head, nasa discretion ng school head as to kung ano talaga yung mga priority improvement area niya, yung priority beneficiary niya. And then, the identification of learning beneficiaries is part of the school's strategic plan. Discretion po yun ng school head. Another question po, target beneficiaries, does it matter kapag ang learner ay counted several times? Halimbawa, nasa math group siya, then nasa English and Science din po. Or dapat in one learning area lang siya bibilangin. So tanong po, a beneficiary may be counted more than once. Again, the beneficiary may be counted more than once if he or she receives multiple interventions. Similarly, under remediation, the same learner may be counted across all relevant subject areas. So, pwede po natin i-gawing beneficiary yung learner if talaga, need niya po yung interventions. In accomplishing po ba this in the incited, hindi na kailangan mag-submit ng usual project proposal? And how about the liquidation and accomplishment po? No more, no? No separate set of documents should be required to schools as this will be covered by their SIP, EIP requirements. Again po, yung mga intervention plans embedded na sa inyong SIP, embedded na rin po, sa inyong mga EIPs. So yung mga, again, you just have to identify your PIAs or priority improvement areas. And then identify ano po ba yung mga interventions na may hit po sa PIAs, and you have to really identify the beneficiary. Again, SIF is funding mechanism to operationalize their planned interventions. Number 14 po, how about po the liquidation? Schools will liquidate the SIF subject to applicable budgeting, accounting, and auditing laws, rules, and regulations. If hindi po magre-require ng documents when utilizing SIF, paano po liquidation na aspect? Regular na po sa liquidation and approved activity program design, po ba ito ay certified photocopy na lang ng portion ng SIP, EIP na makikita yung project intervention nila? Again, to clarify, the submission of planning documents is not required under the SIF as it serves primarily as a funding mechanism. Schools already have approved planning documents including their school improvement plans, annual implementation plans, and project proposals. Sabi nga kanina Sir Rex na na-overwhelm sila, because sa academic project proposal na submit po ninyo. The SIF is intended to provide financial support for the implementation of schools identified interventions that are consistent with the aligned to the objectives of the SIF. Next question po. Good afternoon. Since ang submission po ng school plan is through the incited, shall we require po ba the schools to submit hard copy? Hindi na po kailangan. Now, number 17 po, medyo confusing po yung hindi mag-require ng documents. Is this a project proposal? Pero need pa rin mag-follow ng usual budget. Since project proposals are already required as part of the SIP EIP process, schools are not required to prepare and submit them again under the SIF. As SIF is primarily a funding mechanism. Once these interventions have been identified and incorporated into the SIP EIP, there is no need to duplicate the effort by requiring another set of proposals for SIF purposes. The SIF simply provides financial support for the implementation of interventions that have already been planned and approved through the school's existing planning processes. And last question po, during sa orientation from the CEO, how soon will we implement this in our respective division? As soon as possible, immediately after the orientation. So, after this orientation po, pwede na nyo na po i-reset yung inyong SIP and EIP. No? Immediately, call out your teachers, lahat po, no? And then, you plan, based, you reset your EIP and then SIP. Tingnan nyo po doon yung mga interventions that would help our learners in terms of numeracy and literacy. Once tapos ko yun, ipacheck po sa inyo ang district supervisor and then input immediately sa ating incited po. Okay po. Hopefully, clear po yun. So, nakikita po dito, no, that yung mga questions po mostly na-answer na po doon sa ating present kanina po, mag-ask kanina if you still need submit a hard copy, no need na po, no? Because again, you have just to visit your SIP and your EIP, no? Ano yung mga interventions na nag-declare po ninyo doon that could help our learners numeracy and literacy. So, next po, I'll be sharing po, ito po yung links, no? Yung first is our landing portal. Dito po, once you have clicked this one, punta po kayo doon sa Incited natin, which is our platform for utilizing encoding of our plans, no, in the Incited. The next link will be the ticketing system. Yung pinakita po yung last part na video. If maka-encounter po kayo ng mga system glitches or mga problems sa inyong SIF account, so report it immediately sa ating ticketing system. And the last link will be for our Incited guides. No? Ito po yung guides natin kung paano natin gagamitin yung platform. Later on po, I will be sharing also the link for the materials for this afternoon's virtual orientation. I-share ko na lang po sa mga PSDS po natin. So, PSDS, kindly share it to your respective schools na lang po. Next po is our ways forward. Ito po yung timeline po natin, no? So, this is based on the DepEd memorandum, no? Na pinakita kanina in the utilization of the SIF. So, yung timeline po naka-indicate doon is August 12 is the orientation ng Central Office. So, from August 13 to 19, cascading na po ng information from Central Office to Regional Office, from Regional Office to the schools. So, just yesterday po, kahapon lang po, August 26, yung virtual orientation from the Regional Office to the Division Office. So, this day, 27, yung online orientation naman from the Division to the schools. So, from August 20 to September 11, dito na yung school planning and SDO reviewing. Again, kung kanina yung sa video present is yung deadline like ginawang example lang yun ha, is August 13. Sa atin po is yung deadline talaga is September 11. Hindi ito yung deadline ng submission pa lang, but rather approval na po. So with this kasi kung September 11 mag-submit pa lang kayo, then there's need for revision. Wala na po tayong time. So we're hoping po that we will be setting our deadline to the submission of plans hopefully next week Friday. At Thursday pa man lang ngayon, tomorrow Friday, you can start reviewing na. Hopefully by next week, makapag-include na po kayo sa Insight Ed. Para just to give time po sa mga SDOs personnel na magre-review yung plan and then mag-approve po. Because again po, after September 11, di na po kayo pwede makapag-include sa system. After September 11, hindi na po kayo hindi na po makuha yung SIF nyo sa Insight Ed. So pag hindi po kayo makapag-input doon, then wala pong basis ba't nyo i-utilize yung SIF fund. Hopefully clear po yun, no? So yung implementation po ng SIF interventions is from September 2026 to March 2027. So kung sa plan po ninyo for the first quarter, which is July to September, feeling nyo hindi nyo makukuha or yung fund September pa pumasok and wala na pong time, then doon po sa inyo ang utilization for the month of the first week of September, wala pong fund doon, tapos lagay nyo po doon ongoing. But for the next quarter, if na-utilize nyo yung fund, and for the next quarter, naubos nyo agad yung fund, then doon sa reporting, ilagay nyo na po completed. Okay? But even though the second quarter, which is that is October to December, naubos nyo yung fund, by that time pa lang, by that quarter pa lang, you still need to report pagka March na completed na rin siya. Because quarterly po yung reporting ng ating utilization. Every 4th week po of the last month of the quarter. So for this quarter, that is September, for the next quarter is December, and for the next week po, for the last quarter po is March. Okay po, hopefully klaro po. So, any question po? May tanong din po dito, no? Galing ko kay Ma'am Edwina. Good afternoon, sir. If we include repair or trading hub for our SIF, we still need to submit out to LTO for approval. Again po, ma'am, no? Before po natin we have to assess first. Yung ito ba talaga yung priority improvement areas natin? Once na ma-prepare po natin yung reading hub, talaga po ba tataas yung ating mga yung literacy rate ng ating mga learners? Once again po, thank you po everyone.
Like and subscribe to the L&D channel on YouTube using the link youtube.com/@learn2lead channel. For more information, visit our NAIAP Region 8 official Facebook page at facebook.com/NAIAPR08.